Hey tankers, what is up? This is Alexbuildit, and I finally have the winners together for the Cromwell Berlin contest I held. There were a lot of good entries. We're going to go right into the honorable mentions for the craft category. By Off's G, he has a really nice sized G Panther he painted himself. Really cool. Another honorable mention in the craft category is this Lego T44 by Animitskis. Sorry if I'm murdering your name. Anyway, great entry, great entry. And also the next one that was an honorable mention was a Lego Super Pershing. The person did not leave their name, but it looks really cool. And for our first place winner for the craft category, we'll win a Cromwell Berlin Car 105 King, who made a origami Cromwell Berlin. He folded all the wheels, the gun, a whole thing, and the shirt actually even moves. How cool is that? Totally a first place winner for the craft category. And now into the drawing category. An honorable mention from the Master Tanker, really nice looking Cromwell Berlin. Another honorable mention, hailing from the EU server, from an unknown player who left this on my Facebook page. Really nice drawing. You can already take a look at the background work he did on some of the guys you see in that original painting. Really great job. Totally worth an honorable mention. Another great Cromwell B by 99T Jurgo. Very cool looking, very cool looking. And another honorable mention besides this, a Cromwell Berlin logo designed by BG2B. Very nice looking, very well done. But our first place winner for this is going to go ahead and be Warsaw with a really awesome looking Cromwell B. Very artistic. And that means Warsaw is our second first place finisher, and that just leaves one more category, the video category. Now I'm only looking at the very best games or the best high quality. You guys left quite a few videos, very nice work, thank you for that, but I only really have time in this video to show 3. One of the more hilarious ones that I saw was this Russian bias one created by Lieutenant Pork. Here's this honorable mention. Our next and last honorable mention is going to be from Nanolight. He made a very interesting Blitz beat track. You really have to watch it to understand what I mean by this. Very cool, great honorable mention. Good job, Nanolight. Our final first place winner is Anan, coming in with the best video for its quality and the performance of the person in the game. Very cool, and I'm just going to let him take over from here.
Hey guys, this is Anan with the gem from last night's stream. I decided to pull it out today because it is a nice and beautiful game for a Friday morning. So I'm in my Borsig, platooned with Sarams of Storm, and right off the back, we're going to go ahead and do our normal thing and head up to the caves area, just trying to support like we would normally do. Unfortunately, we have 2 heavies that didn't listen to our initial calls for caves, and they have decided to go into town solo, which always sucks to split, but the good thing is if they go down there and Red's down there, at least let us know where they're at. So in TDs, I've really been liking this spot right here lately, because if the red team pushes really hard into caves, it kind of lets you just roll back and shoot their turrets, typically, if they expose enough. And then you can roll right back into cover, and you're essentially side scraping on both sides of the building. But it's pretty clear that they weren't pushing up there, which lets me go to my second favorite spot on this map. Pretty much any time I see a team go town, it doesn't matter which side I spawn from, I like to push over kind of to this other side, and there's a bush that lets you have a lot of cover. You don't have full coverage on town because of these pipes that are sitting here. But it does give you a lot of cover to reset your camo if you need it. I decided to roll past it because I know I'd be able to get my camo net working and should be out of the view range of most of those tanks, especially since they've pushed so far into it. And now we can pretty much just let the Borsig sing and just start raining fire down on this team. So I'm just taking nice, careful shots. Because we had the 2 heavies roll into town. We're probably going to be down 2 tanks before we start wiping them out, so I'm just trying to make sure I can take out anything I can. The IS isn't a huge threat, but I can kill him in 2 shots, so I might as well just get rid of that gun, and that way we're not down by quite so many when we get to this point. So now I'm just looking for shots. I start to push forward a little bit. Anytime with the Borsig, I prefer to get set up and then let my camo come into play, the camo net kick on before I take a shot, but I'm pretty sure most of them are far enough away that I'm not too worried about getting spotted. Platoon mate's doing a great job of keeping them all lit up, and now it's just kind of a waiting. We're hoping they make a mistake and roll out far enough that I can start getting shots without having to expose too much, and especially they will now since they took out all of our teammates that were on that side that were sitting too much in the open. So get trolled with a little bit of RNG here, but this is quite a good range for essentially a derp gun the way this is. I mean, you can see I'm shooting at almost 300 meters, which is quite a bit of range, which you can see there from a couple misses in a row. And now they're pushing a little bit closer, so I'm starting to be worried they might spot because they're spreading out a little bit, but I'm just trying to do as much damage as possible and with as safe as shots. When you're down by 2 guns, I'm just trying to make sure we're doing as much damage as possible, and the Borsig is really set up to really kind of farm that damage. So they're pushing my platoon mate pretty hard, but luckily they slow down just enough so I can start to protect him a little bit. If they pop up through this ridge line or through this kind of crevice, it's going to let me get shots. I get spotted, so I have to be aware of it, and I'm worried about the 2 in town to my right, but I'm trying to make sure I can at least make these guys to my left nervous so I don't lose a platoon mate right off the bat. So the guy in town loses, so now I'm going to rotate over, especially if I can get a shot on this 101, because he would be pretty dangerous shooting AG into me. And with that, and the IS-6 clearly going to be able to take some shots, I decided to push now a little bit because the 32 is starting to get a little concerning, and I still have the 2 pushing up through this center ridge here, so I know I can push kind of up just a little bit and have enough cover to take the shot and roll back while still kind of keeping an eye on the IS-6 that's in town. So here's the biggest threat in the T-32, especially because he's going right at the face of my platoon mate. And so I'm able to dispatch that really quick, and this is where I finally realized that I'm at 5 kills. So I let him know, which actually this isn't so much of a gimme raisin anyway, because my platoon mate's at really low health, so there's not a lot of reason for him to risk the trade. And now everything's kind of gotten whittled down to the point where it's a one-shot, so the Ferdy's the only one that I might be stealing a kill from just slightly, I thought, and then he's dead, so it's pretty much just free time. It's certainly not a big gimme on the raisin, and a nice comeback also. And also a lot of examples of why I don't like to go to town, because it just kind of gets you sniped. There's so much more cover up in the hills and the cave area, so a good example of letting them make the mistakes and come back for that nice win and the nice game. One of the hardest tanks in the game to ace right now, over 1500 XP, and I will take it.
In all, I had 68 entries, which was a really great turnout. Thank you so much for sending your content in. It was a lot of fun getting to look through all this. I'm sad I couldn't give away more than just 3, and you will probably be receiving your tanks if you're a first place winner in about a week, because CC Sly, the person who will be giving these out, is currently on vacation. So, thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for the competitors. Blitz on, tankers!